of some event or some action which you will endeavor to. This is based on the teachings in Bhagavad Gita, that is 18th chapter, 14th verse, where Krishna talks to Arjuna about the 5 factors which contribute to success. So the first factor that I would lay out, it is called adhisthanam, or in other words, place. So the place where an event is happening. So a very good example everyone here can relate to is at home. Many people, they prepare speeches, they might have done it with their friends, rehearsed it, but when they come to the podium, it is a totally different ball game. They may actually not deliver it as good as they must have practiced it at home. So this is a very good example. Then there is our cricket team, right? They are the best batsmen in the world, but immediately when they go abroad, they turn out to be not as effective. They are not able to play in different conditions. So that is the place has changed, right? So that is there. So this is the okay. On this particular point, I have a very nice anecdote which will summarize this point. There is a famous violinist called Joshua Bell. He was the best violinist of his time. So there is a good story. Actually, when he conducts a show, the people throng to his show by giving at least $100 tickets. This was back in the 90s or 80s. So it was quite an amount. And he had one of the most expensive violin that was there. It costed around some $3 million. Okay, so this person, for a social analysis kind of experiment, he went incognito to one of the New York subways, the metro stations, and he played there incognito. And he was playing his best pitch. The time when he was there was the peak time, rush hour. So he was playing his best performance with his violin, and to your surprise, you could guess how many people actually stopped there to watch him. Any guess? None. Well, it's not that bad. So, in 45 minutes that he played, some 10 people acknowledged he got some $36 collection. And the people who stopped most were small kids, 3-year-old kids, and their parents pushed them away. Okay, let's go. So, that's a very important thing, right? You are playing the best piece of your life, but in a wrong place, it doesn't matter. So, the next point I'll go into is the person itself, right? Person. So, like Sachin Tendulkar, right? He doesn't need any thing. When he's batting, it is a success, right? He plays a match, that's a success for him. Just a boundary, people will cheer, and that's the day for him, right? And similarly, you can see like great speakers, when they come to Toastmasters, people throng just to visit and have a go look at the session. So the person is very important. That's the second factor. The third factor is karanam, or it is called instrument or the senses. So instrument can be loosely translated to tool also. So everyone has experience, right? You must have played badminton, tennis, or any other game. If the bat is not having a good stroke, even if you are a very good player, sometimes the shots may not go as expected, and you may end up losing also because of that. Another example is, of course, we are all software professionals. We know how much tools play part in our success. Without tools, we may probably be sitting and doing one day's work in some 10-30 days. So that is also another factor. Senses, as in like the cricketers himself, right? To take again Sachin's example, he's considered the best batsman, right? But towards the end of his career, he was not able to perform well. Not because he had forgot how to play cricket, just because his senses were not as good as it used to be. Of course, most women, they make use of this very nicely. They wear nice makeup, and that helps increase the whatever. Anyways, going to the fourth point, that is chesta. Chesta means endeavor. So endeavor is a very important thing. Sometimes you see that a person, he may have all factors against him, but just because of determination, he can kind of go ahead with it. And even if the person is very good, if his endeavor is not there, he may lose it. I am taking a lot of examples from cricket. There's one great personality, Virendra Sehwag, right? He is considered a very great batsman, everyone knows it without doubt. But towards the end of his career, he didn't seem to have that ability to stay and fight it out. He just kind of gave it away. So somewhere or other the determination to continue succeed, that was somewhere missing. And of course there's a legend of the hare and tortoise, right? Everyone knows this story. Hare was born to win, but somehow he didn't have the determination, whereas the tortoise had the determination. So somewhere midway he lost the track and lost it. The fifth factor which people don't appreciate or they don't acknowledge is that's the factor called as Daivim. It is called as will of God. Some may call it providence, fate, whatever way you want to put it. So sometimes we see that with the best facilities and best all the other four factors aligning also, success may not come. Right? It happens. Like I take the example of rocket scientists, right? They are busy preparing great designs, they test it hundreds of times, they do a lot of stuff on it. And when the day of launch, it fails. It doesn't go beyond 100 meters, 500 meters, it blows up. So that always there is some factor which is beyond the control of the humans. And another example for this is surgery, right? I mean, the best doctors, best medication, best hospitals may not save the patient. I mean, in India, people are probably know it subconsciously. Like before exams, they go to the temple and Chadawa, they will do. Not only that, in Tirupati Balaji, right, the head of ISRO, before the MOM mission, he went to Balaji and he prayed. So sometimes it seems contradicting, but actually there is some element which is beyond our control. So these people acknowledge it very nicely. So these are the 5 factors which I had listed on. I'll just repeat the verse which was there. That is Adhisthanam Tata Karta. That is the first 2 factors. Karanam cha pratak vidam. So Karanam is the senses. Vividascha pratak cheshta. Daivam Chaivatra Panchamam. So these are the 5 factors. Daivam, Cheshta, Karanam, Karta, Adhisthanam. So when these 5 align, success is guaranteed. And those who do not take into consideration these things sometimes may end up being really disappointed, because on your own effort, it may not always be successful. Thank you very much.